Felt has become one of our favorite craft materials in our studio because it is so versatile. And when you think of felt, you may think felt for kids' toys, and that's exactly where we went with it too. So right here we have a couple of felt stuffies that are really quite simple and easy to make, and these are great for kids' toys. Once you get your skill going a bit further, you can do something a little more complicated, like this felt unicorn or the felt flamingo. And these are always so fun for kids. You can make a collection for them to put on their shelves, or they can even play with these. Another area that we've been making felt kids toys would be in felt food. You can see here some really beautiful donuts, and then here's a burger and some fries, and there's a whole collection of felt food that you can make on our site. Beyond making felt toys for kids, there's other ways you can use felt as well. We love to make felt flowers, and we have a huge collection for you guys to follow along. They're very, very simple to make. You know, once you have everything cut out, it's just a matter of learning how to use the glue, what kind of wire you might want to use, and then arranging them. And these are flowers that you can use over and over again. Even beyond felt kids toys and felt flowers, there's so much more you can do. Here's some felt accessories. We have a beautiful basket that's made from this 100% wool felt that's actually double weight. You can make this as a gift or use it in your home. This is a pincushion that actually sits right beside my sewing machine that I can keep all of my sewing pins in. And then this is my glasses case that I made using felt that has some heat transfer vinyl on top that's really easy to keep clean and in my purse. You can also use felt for home decor. Here are some beautiful wall hangings. You can also use felt to add decorations to pillows. One thing I just really love about felt is you can have something that's fairly complicated and detailed and that takes a bit more skill, or here's a project that's extremely simple and it uses a bit of glue and then just a bit of stitching, so anyone can really craft with felt. There are different types of felt, and here are the ones that we use the most in our studio. I would say about 90% of the time we will use this wool blend felt. So it is primarily wool with just a bit of rayon, and that will vary depending on what you buy. In our studio, we really do avoid this 100% synthetic felt. It just doesn't feel as nice. The quality is not there. It doesn't sew as well. It's a bit harder to get the needle through. So this one really is our preference. Although sometimes we will use 100% felt, and this is a bit more expensive, where the wool blend felt is extremely affordable. So I would definitely point towards that for beginners and for kids. But if you're making something that's an heirloom, you want to make a toy that will last, generation after generation, or a beautiful piece that you'll display in your home like this, then go for the wool felt 100%, and you can get it in different weights. We have a lighter weight felt here, and then this is the double thick felt, and I've made cases for my computer and for my iPad with this felt, and it is just beautiful and it feels so good on the hand. I've also made some Christmas decorations with this wool felt, and this is a garland that I use on my Christmas tree every year, and I wanted it to last a little bit longer, so I used the 100% wool felt for this as well. Then there's the decorative type of felt, and this one has a glitter on one side, but it is felt on the other, and then this one has just that metallic on the one side. Now you can buy it with these already in place, or as we'll talk about later, you can actually add this type of thing onto your felt using heat transfer vinyl. Besides your wool felt, your wool blend felt, and your synthetic felt, you can also find some bamboo felt out there, and there's some great qualities of bamboo that I do really like. I find though that the wool blend felt has the most color variety, and I like to use the same felt when I'm making a project so that it all, kind of lays down the same. So this is why we use the wool blend felt the most. Your next question might be, where do I find my felt? So I have found most big box stores carry a synthetic felt, which again, I don't really like to use. I have found this beautiful wool felt in some of my fabric stores, so you might want to check there. There are multiple sources online, and we do have some references down in step 5 of where to find the felt that we use the most. Again, the best thing about using this wool blend felt that I have found is there's such a huge variety of colors to choose from so that you can make almost any project. Another question that we hear a lot in our studio is, can I cut felt with my cutting machine? And the answer is yes, but there are some details you might want to know. The Cricut Maker cuts the felt beautifully, and you can see here all of the detail and the little tiny curves in this flower that was cut with the rotary blade, and that is the trick. You have to use the rotary blade. The Cameo Silhouette 4 also has a rotary blade, and that will cut it just as well as the Cricut Maker. Now you can cut felt on the other machines, however, they suggest that you put a backer on the back of your felt, and we never had a lot of success with that. So you can try it, give it a go, see if it works for you, but we really do recommend the 2 machines with the rotary blade. You can cut your felt by hand, and as you can see, we've done a lot of that, and there's something very nurturing about cutting by hand, so I recommend that for the beginner. Here are some of our favorite tools that we like to use when making our felt crafts. You'll want a good pair of scissors, and sometimes you want to keep your paper scissors away from your fabric and felt scissors. We also have a pair of detail scissors. I like to use these little clips rather than using pins on my felt. They're so versatile and they're great for kids. Then we have needles, and I recommend using either a size 3, 4, or 5 for using embroidery thread. The 3 is a larger hole, the 5 is a smaller hole. Any of those will work. I also have a little needle threader here, and this is really handy, especially when you're teaching your kids how to sew. We use embroidery floss. This is DMC, and you can get them in a huge variety of colors. All of our patterns show which colors we use to match our felt. Then if we're going to glue our felt, we'll either use the Fast Grab Tacky Glue by Aleene's, or I'll use this hot glue gun with a very fine point. When working on felt crafts, you might want to add some different types of detail, and we have some materials here to show you some options. Here we have little tiny buttons for the eyes of this koala, or we added the safety eyes for this flamingo. Maybe you want to add some color, some different gradations or variations on some of your felt projects. Like this little burger patty, we needed the burn marks. So to do that, we used markers, and here are some different types of alcohol-based markers that work really well with felt. And this cute little project, we wanted to add the detail but not have to go in and stitch, because this is a project for a beginner, so we used heat transfer vinyl to add all the details of the face and then the color in the ears. Now that we've shared some of our tips and tricks to crafting with one of our favorite materials, you're ready to jump down to step 3, where we can make these cute little felt elephants.